Well, good evening and welcome to Fishing with CJ on the beach. Haven't been on the beach for a while, so I've come down to somewhere quite different. I'm not going to say where I am, but if you recognise it, please don't give it away in the comments. But I'm on a beach, I'm west of where I normally go, and we are hoping, whoa, hello. Is that weed or is that a fish? Sorry? Oh yeah, it's weed, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think it's going to fucking come out.
Yeah. Might have to fish one rod for a bit, I think. Bass. Happy with that. We thought it was a bite. Yeah. Spite me, mate. Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It's a whole squid, so it's every chance it's a bass. And sure enough, it was. How's about that then, guys and girls? First fish of the night. Happy with that. We're getting back nice and quick and get back fishing. So obviously, they're here. Here's my rule. So I'll measure it on here. It's more than 45 centimetres. It's 48 centimetre bass to open my account. Very happy with that, as I say. So 48 centimetre, whoops, 48 centimetre, very lively bass. So I'm going to get him back whilst he's still alive. Right, that rod tip is bouncing and bouncing, but I think it's weed, but then we thought it was weed before. Every so often amongst the weed bounces, there is what looks like a fish bite. So I think I'm going to have to bring it in either way. Don't think this is a fish this time, I think it is weed, but as I say, we'll bring it in. Yeah, no fish this time. Just oodles of weed. Alright, get this weed off, get it back out. That's a better distance. That lead settle. I think that's the lead on the bottom. I think it's time for the secret weapon. We're going to have a couple of hot drink, not tea, and a piece of cake. What could go wrong? Right, hot drink. Piece of cake. There's a lot of weed on my line, a lot of weed. I'm going to have to lift the line up out of the surface. The weeds dragged it right into the breaking waves. So I'm going to sort that out. See the weed on the line there, it's brought it right into the breaking waves, which means the line's going to get buried in the shingle and end up getting damaged and snap. So. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring it in, I think. Yeah, some off. Sometimes you can get weed and if you shake the line it'll come off, but this stuff is... Oh no, there's a whole curtain line of weed there. One of the benefits of fishing braid straight through without any leader knots is at least you can pull the line through the weed. It's not going to get jammed on the leader knot, which if you're playing a smooth hand in the surf might be the difference between landing it and not landing it. Let's surf this weed in on this wave. Here it comes. In you come, in you come, in you come. And then hold it so it doesn't get drawn back out. I might be wrong, but the weed looks like it might be getting a little bit better. So I'm going to gamble and put my second rod out. I think the secret is that you try and keep your line up as much as possible, get a reasonable distance and try and keep the line out of the surf, because it's in the surf where it's getting picked up. So if we can blast this one out. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been down the beach casting, and I noticed that straight already my casting's got a bit rusty. But this has got peeler on it, so hope. Let's hope. Wind has definitely died away since we've got down here, for sure. Yeah, that went out well. Keep the line up nice and high. Right, now you might have noticed that you haven't had a dance yet. Now the reason for that is, although that bass was very welcome, and on another night would have warranted a dance, I made a mental contract with myself when I was driving here this evening that I would only dance if one of the two target species were caught tonight. And as I say, as that bass was very welcome, it was not one of the target species. So I'm sorry about that. But you may get a dance later tonight, but it depends on what we catch. So. Well, I thought the weed had gone, or was getting better, but I've just brought both rods in with the biggest pile of weed on I've ever seen. Really struggled to get them in through the surf, to be honest. So let's hope that's the kind of last flush of the weed and it's going to go. Tide's on the way out now. It's very hard to see if you're getting any bites or anything like that, because the weed, you pick up weed and the waves just make it look like you've got a bite. I've changed the baits over now. I've got a peeler crab on one, and I've got mackerel and bluey on the other. You know, the tide's on the ebb. I'm led to believe that that's when it gets good here. Just keep your fingers crossed and keep going. In the meantime, I have got a Cornish nasty. So here we go. Gonna tuck into me tea. It's finest garage food. A Walls nasty. The only thing missing on is a bit of mustard with it, really, but I haven't got any, so I'll just eat it. Sans moutarde. The weed has brought this line right in now. So let's get it in, sort it out. Don't like to admit defeat, but basically the weed's done us. We're going to go and try somewhere different, pack up here and go east and try Seaford Beach for a couple of hours, just see if we can pick something up. Yeah, wasn't a blank. I had that bass, so that's good. But whew, hard work. The weed seemed to get better for a little while. I thought, oh great, it's gone. And then it came back with a vengeance. I mean, I've just been pulling in huge lumps of weed that I can't even bring them in. I have to go walk down and pick them up. So, pack up, let's go away. See you at the next location. Right, we've moved to another beach. We've come to Seaford. To be honest, it only took about 25 minutes to get here from where we were. Yeah, so my home beach, so I kind of feel quietly confident we might pick something up here. It certainly feels better here than where we were. I'm not seeing any evidence of loads of weed, which is actually good. What can go wrong? Have a warm drink, sit down and see what happens next. It's 2 AM, nothing's happening, so I'm going to wind in, pack up and go to my bed. Great evening, fished somewhere different, just pity about the weed there, and at least I had that little bass, so it's not a blank, but not the exciting species that we were hoping for tonight. But they're there for another night. Interesting session. We fished two locations. We fished to the west of here, and I had that first cast bass, and then I was damned by the curse of the first cast. We got weeded off, so we came up to Seaford Beach and fished there for an hour or so. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd had enough, so I packed up and went home, and literally I got 100 yards away and Alex was into his first smooth hand of the night. So I'll show you some pictures of that. We'll put that on in a second. And he fished on until first light, by which time I was tucked up in bed and fast asleep. And he had a nice bass as well. So we've decided to come back to that location and give it a go in daylight. So we're back on the beach at Seaford, fishing the tide up, and maybe the first couple of hours of the tide down, just to see if we can pick up a smooth hound or whatever else is around. So I've got 2 rods out at the moment. I've got one rod, the Ziplex has got some crab on, and the other rod, the one in the middle, has got crab cam. So we'll see if we can get some activity on that. And I'm going to have a blast with some mackerel feathers now, just to see if there's any mackerel showing up. The water clarity is really good. Mackerel should be starting to show up now. It's only a 4-ounce lead on here, so it's not pulling the feathers out that far. I mean, it's going far enough, but... Right, Alex has just picked up a little smooth hound. Let's go and have a look at that. So it's good.
Fish of the day.
First fish of the day, first of many, hopefully.
Nice little...
Yeah. Oops, let's get my shadow off it.
Watch him swim away.
Yeah.
Here goes up. Love watching these things swim.
Yeah, no, they go off like a train, don't they?
Off he goes.
Well, I've been having a bit of a nightmare today, to be honest. Line cracking off and all sorts of things going wrong. So I've just been up to the cafe and I got myself a bacon sandwich and a cup of decaffeinated coffee. So let's hope things are going to improve from now on. Sit down and enjoy that and see what happens. Over and have a chat with Alex. You're rigging up a squid bait there. So...
Yeah, whole squid. That's what I catch most of my smoothies on.
Right.
Sounds silly, but some of the times, obviously, just cutting the tentacles off makes such a big difference.
What, you cut the tentacles off?
Yeah, even for bass.
Yeah.
So some nights I'd leave it like that,
Yeah.
not get a take.
Yeah.
Then I'd think, right, okay, cut the tentacles off. 10 minutes later, bang!
Yeah.
Straight in.
See, what I do is a variation on that. Rather than cutting them off, I fold them back
Fold them
underneath
back, yeah.
and then whip them in. So you've got all that juice in the eyes and everything. But yeah. Well,
Hopefully it'll switch on.
what a beautiful day. I mean, if the breeze wasn't here, it would be quite uncomfortable. It would be too hot.
Yeah, that's what's making it cooler.
Yeah. I mean, you've got still end up getting sunburn, and with the breeze, you've got to be careful because you don't realise you are getting burnt. But
that's one thing I made sure I did this morning is put sun cream on.
All right.
Because when I was down here on the bank holiday with Miley,
yeah.
this whole arm just blistered up round here,
Wow.
and I didn't think nothing of it. But
No.
the next day, the wife wanted to go out in the garden and do some gardening.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'll come out. Walked out the back door, straight back in. It literally felt like someone poured boiling water over my arm.
Wow. That's what we want to see, with lots of ripples on the water.
There's definitely something there.
Well, I think I'm still under the curse of the first cast because I've not had anything all day. My baits have come in untouched constantly. I've not had any sign of anything, not even annoying crabs. So I think I'm going to pack up soon and go home. It hasn't been a blank. Alex has had that nice little smooth hound. I mean, it's been a blank for me, but it hasn't been a blank for Alex. Yeah, going to pack up and I'm going to go home. So keep safe, keep sane, keep fishing.